Oh, right, I'm live again. All right, so I've kind of had about enough of this fucking morality debate. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go live. No more Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm gonna bring it to these motherfuckers. So anyway, I guess maybe I should wait for some people to jump in. But anyway, yeah, this whole thing has gotten a little crazy at this point. I don't understand why people seem to think that that morality even could be subjective. For example, the first question I postulate would be, why would a conscience even exist in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why would human beings actually have a conscience? Like, what use would your conscience be other than to vet right and wrong? You understand? Like, that in and of itself is kind of a problem. Secondly, one of my other problems about this whole situation is that I've proven over and over again, by asking public questions that nobody can answer. None of these people can answer. What's up, Sethicus? That's the thing. Not one person through the thousands of comments has actually attempted to answer my question about Chris Benoit or the Michael Myers question. And again, the reason they won't answer this is because they can't answer it without sounding like a complete psychopath. So they have to make generic comments like, oh, it's a straw man or something. No, it isn't. It's a perfectly logical, answerable question. The only problem is if you answer the question, you're going to sound like a total psychopath. You can't justify Michael Myers' crimes in Halloween because there is no justification. He's just doing it because he's evil. Take Chris Benoit. The reason not one person will take on that question is because they know there is no justification for what Chris Benoit did, and if they actually answer it themselves, they're going to sound like a complete fucking psychopath. You know what I mean? I think what these people have is like a problem, maybe an underlying religious problem. They were like tainted, in childhood, and they wanted, like, there's nothing judging us. Like, again, I'm not going to get into religion because I don't even need to or whatever. But the point is that, and here's the objective proof that nobody, and I'll put money on this. Anybody that wants to challenge me on this point, come live debate me. I'll do it for money. Okay? You can prove morality is objective simply because every single living being, within reason, again, even down to grass, to tell you the truth, although it's much harder to see, you need tools for that. If you attack any living being, okay, it's going to show resistance, okay? Like, if you take, let's say, a blade to, let's say, a locust or something like that, and you start attacking the locust with the blade, it's going to either fight back or flee, right? The same thing if you try it on, say, like a mouse, and then like a snake, then a cow, all the way up to human beings. 100% of the time, 100% of all living beings will show resistance to being attacked. It's not an opinion. And then people like to throw out, like stupid things like, well, what about suicide? You can't be, morality does not include one person. You need to have at least two people or more for morality to apply. Like, suicide isn't immoral. I wouldn't suggest it's a very bright thing to do, in my opinion, but it isn't immoral, okay? Like, that doesn't count, you know what I'm saying? And then people will throw at me like, well, what if somebody's trained for, somebody coming at them with a knife? Okay, they're still resisting the attack. They're just better at resisting it. The point is, every single living being, 100% of the time, will resist a threat. And that's how you know it's not an opinion, because it's objective, because it's 100%. And then I have people throw at me things like, well, he just doesn't feel that it's a good thing. It's feeling because it's a subjective. Feelings are subjective. No, it isn't. It's instinctual. Just the way, like, if a doctor bangs your knee with, like, a hammer or something like that, it's going to kick up. It's the same thing. If you attempt to attack any living being, what will happen is they will show some form of resistance. 100% of the time, all living things that ever existed, okay? That is the foundation for objective morality. Now, from that point, you can look into it and, like, we can build off that by saying, well, what was it? And it really comes down to the idea of consent, you know what I mean? Like I said, the reason suicide isn't immoral is because you consented yourself. You killed yourself. Therefore, you consented to doing it. You understand? That's the point. These people, I don't know what their deal is. Like, I've been arguing with people ad nauseum for literally like 2 years now or something, and it's gotten to the point where it's just sad and silly at this point. Not one of these people will actually address what I'm saying. Again, please directly answer one of my questions. Like, again, I like the Michael Myers one and the Chris Benoit question. Not one person, not one, with thousands of comments, actually attempted to address the question themselves. They just complained about the question. And people say, people answered you. No. They responded. They didn't answer. Someone could ask me, Justin, are you hungry? And I could say, I like M3, drop top M3s. They responded. They didn't answer the question. That doesn't even make any sense. So people complaining about my question, it's because they can't actually answer it, and they want to dance around the fact that certain things are always wrong. Like rape. Rape is always wrong, 100% of the time. That's what makes it rape, okay? That's the point. The fact that it's that somebody wasn't consented is what makes it immoral. It's not about feeling like people want to like point it out. That's the point. These things are instinctual, okay? I know this for a fact. Again, I was in a shooting in 2003 at Roosevelt Field Mall. I had a gun shot in my friend's face at point blank range. I was there. It was right by the food court. 100% of those maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people in the biggest mall on Long Island fled immediately. They didn't think to themselves, you know, like, do I like this? Do I not like this? You know, I'm going to think about it. No, they instinctually, automatically responded to it. It's not a how I feel. It's an instinctual response. You didn't think about it. It just happened, okay? It's an automatic reaction. These people that tell you morality is subjective are lying to you, and they have some type of agenda, probably to disprove the idea that, like, there's some type of, you know, like mysticness to reality, that, like, you know, everything is just physical. It doesn't even make any sense logically, you know what I mean? But it's got to be some kind of insecurity, because the point is that, like, the reason you have a conscience is so you know what right and wrong actually are. Right and wrong exist. Why would the terms right and wrong even exist if everything was just an opinion? Why would we even make up words for these things? That doesn't even make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't just make up words for absolute, like, ridiculous notions and idea. Morality is a real thing, and these people trying to justify it, like I said, it just doesn't even make any sense. Every living being will resist an attack, okay? That means all life, objectively, 100% of the time, all living beings will resist on some level being attacked. Even grass, you know when you're mowing a lawn and it makes that weird smell? Yeah? That's actually the grass letting other grass know that it's in danger. Even plants do this, okay? Even plants, all right? It's 100% true. These people are lying to you, okay? They have some type of agenda. I don't know what it is exactly or whatever, but that's the point. Anyone telling you that morality is subjective is lying to you. I get the same things brought up to me, like suicide. Again, suicide is not immoral because it doesn't involve other people, and if someone else kills you, then it isn't suicide. That goes away, you see? That's the point. The same thing with what was the point that I lost my train of thought, but that's the point. It's as simple as that. Like, you can test this for yourself. I challenge anyone who doesn't think morality is objective to do this themselves, videotape it and send it to me. I want to see you with some type of weapon or whatever it is, go up in this order to, let's say, like a locust, then a mouse, then a snake, then a cat, then a cow, then a human. You don't have to do it in that order, but whatever. The point is, I want to see you threaten it, and you'll see 100% of the time, every one of them either tries to run away or fight you back. You know, I challenge these people all the time. I live up the block from a supermarket, right? If let's say 11 pregnant grandmothers were walking out of the supermarket by me or whatever, right? Even though it's weird, and I pulled a knife on all of those women, and I didn't want their purse. Not that makes it okay, but at least there's some justification, which is why I always use Michael Myers. But the point is that if I threaten any of these women with a knife, every one of them would resist. Everyone, even people in trained combat, they're just better at resisting. They're still resisting, even if someone is suicidal, right? And you sneak up on them with like a bat or a knife and run up to them with like the knife or the bat, they're not gonna welcome that attack. After a while, they might think, oh, wait a minute, didn't I want to die? Hey, you can kill me. But it wasn't an instinctual automatic response like I'm explaining. That is your proof that morality is objective, is the fact that you personally can apply the scientific method. You don't need God or anything for this. You can see this, you can learn this, you can observe this and understand this using every single person who tells you that morality is subjective is wrong, and I'll debate them for money. So there's my challenge to you people. Let's do it for money live. I'll fucking wreck you people. I'll eat all of you. I'll wreck you. Come get it.